Book club number 4 is in the wraps tonight. I could be wrong. I think it's more than 4, but tonight was a pretty good book club. Creative Universe Book Club. Hit me up if you want to join. We meet every Saturday through Sunday. It's through Sunday because if we can't meet on Saturday, we're gonna meet on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the book that we're reading right now. Think and Grow Rich. This is a book probably for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? We can read other books, but we just trying to master these principles so we can really get a wealthy mindset. You know what I'm saying? And become, you know, better financial advisors with our money. Just have a better IQ when it comes to just how to think like a boss. You know, a lot of folks think like workers, and we can't get out that mindset, and that's something that's really unfortunate. The chapter that we covered this week was imagination. That's chapter 6. If you don't have the book, it's titled "The Workshop of the Mind: The Fifth Step Towards Riches." So yeah, we're on the 5th step right now, page 126. If you have the original book, this is the original book with the 1937 text. They claimed they didn't edit any of this, so that's why we're reading this book. And they talked about the synthetic imagination with the creative imagination, and we talked about that tonight in our book club as well, about how the two is very different. But I made a whole YouTube video about that, so if you haven't seen that one, then check that out on my channel as well. I like this chapter. I'm gonna just say a few key things that I want to talk about. It says right here that I want to talk about is man's only limitation within reasons lies in his development and use of his imagination. He has not yet reached the apex of development in the use of his imagination faculty. He's merely discovered that he has an imagination and has commenced to use it in very elementary ways. Basically just saying that we don't really use our imagination fully into its full potential and full power. And that's when it goes on, and then it goes on to break down the two different, if I can get into the book, the two different imaginations: creative imagination and then synthetic imagination. But those are two different things. I like this chapter. It talks about how the creative imagination works automatically in the manner described in subsequent pages. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating at an exceedingly rapid rate. And for example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of a strong desire. Whenever you have that strong desire to do something, you're showing signs of creative imagination. They also said that the creative imagination and the creative faculty becomes more alert, more receptive to vibrations and the sources mentioned in the proportion to its development through the use. This statement is significant. Ponder over it before passing on. Keep in mind as you follow these principles that the entire story of how one may convert desire into money cannot be told in one statement. The story will be complete only when one has mastered, assimilated, and begin to make use of all principles. So until you make use of all these principles and master these principles, the assimilation, I guess the desire or to get money, you won't fully see that into fruition until you start applying these principles on command, and doing it sometimes without thinking. If you're just already like good at auto suggestions, that's a chapter. I think that's the what was that? Let me go and look. That's not auto suggestions. Look like the 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. We gotta be right and exact. Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, that's the 4th chapter. Auto suggestion is the 4th chapter, and that's when it says the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. That's when you say a lot of positive thoughts to in your mind, in your subconscious mind, or in your conscious minds that then go to your subconscious mind. I like this part where it says there are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. Just displaying another thing that we always do when we feel like when we get discouraged by something and we feel like we can't do it. We put those chains on our brains. Put those chains on our brains. But I like that. But I like auto suggestions. When you become really good at auto suggestions, you become really positive, and you become really more of an optimist, and you're deemed to be more successful because you're not allowing negative thoughts to reach into your brain. You're just vibrating on a higher frequency, and that's when you attract those also vibrating on that higher frequency, and you just always telling yourself that you're great, but not just saying it, but actually believing in it and having faith that you can do things that you put into place. And the minister says that a real man is not someone is not impressed by a woman, but he's impressed about how he can bring forth his ideas that he comes up with in his mind. And I believe that you're not a real man if you're just succumbing to a female all the time, and that's your prize. You know, not saying a woman ain't the prize, but just saying that you have to be able to also manifest those ideas and those beliefs as well to be a man. And that's a whole nother video. But I'm gonna end it off right here on auto suggestion. And tonight was a really good book club. If you want to join my book club, let me know. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you don't gotta let me know that. You can just do that, and yeah, like the video, and that helps out my channel a lot. And I'm just doing a lot of different things. As you can see, I've been doing like a lot of different videos lately. I just want to continue to be consistent, and but peace.